Hello students, today we are going to discuss on a topic that is called Delhi सल्तनत। और आज हम जिस विषय पर बात करने वाले हैं उसका शीर्षक है दिल्ली सल्तनत। Students, as we know that this topic is particular topic to differentiate history from ancient to medieval history, and this is a part of medieval history, as we know that this is a very specific and important topic for our syllabus, and we will try to discuss this topic very briefly and effectively. So I'd like to tell you one thing, that Delhi Sultanate topic is this is a story of consistent military conquest or military missions of Western Muslim rulers. They were especially Turkish background, and we will see here that very first phase, Mahmud Ghaznavi was the very first ruler who started to invade Indian subcontinent directly from 11th century to 13th century. Then this second phase was started with Muhammad Ghori, and this was started from 1174 AD to 1206 AD. So clearly, if we will differentiate the two major missions of these both rulers, they belongs to a specific area. It is called Ghazni, but they were different clan or they were different dynasties. So Mahmud Ghaznavi started his invasion in 1000 AD, and it continued to 1027 AD, and approximately 17 times, as we know, that he invaded Indian subcontinent, and especially on the temple of Somnath in Gujarat. And second phase was started with Muhammad Ghori, and he started his invasions from 1174 AD to 1206 AD. So this is a direct interference in Indian subcontinent by Muhammad Ghori, and he belongs to a Gaur dynasty. It was also the same place where the previous dynasty Ghazni was situated. There is a story behind this Gaur dynasty, because they were also controlled or subordinate of these Ghazni dynasty. It is called Ghaznavi dynasty. But after the time of successorship of Ghazni dynasty, they controlled this Ghazni dynasty and they established a new dynasty that was called Gaur dynasty. And now they started to move towards Indian subcontinent to invade directly, and they not only wanted to capture the treasure and wealth, but they wanted to establish their dynasty because of their political and religious reason. Now we will discuss on Delhi Sultanate or Delhi dynasty. So we will see here that in 320 years this dynasty was remained continued, and it was replaced by another Chagatai Turk ruler. He was Babur, and he replaced with Mughal dynasty. So we will discuss this dynasty later on, but today we are going to discuss on this particular topic, and this is called Delhi Sultanate. So in this particular topic, Delhi Sultanate, we will see here there are especially 5 dynasties. They ruled in this particular dynasty that is called Delhi Sultanate. The very first was Mamluk or slave dynasty. They ruled from 1206 AD to 1290 AD. And second clan or second dynasty was established in 1290 AD to 1320 AD. That was called Khalji dynasty. And Tughlaq replaced Khalji dynasty. They ruled from 1320 AD to 1440 AD. Then Sayyid dynasty replaced this Tughlaq dynasty. They ruled from 1414 AD to 1450 AD. Then finally Lodi dynasty replaced this Sayyid dynasty, and they ruled from 1450 AD to 1526 AD. Now these all clans and dynasties were ruled separately, and they had no connection or any tribal connection, but they were separately ruled, and on their efficiency base they ruled. So on this way we will count the tenure of these dynasties. So we can say here that Tughlaq dynasty ruled for 94 years, Mamluk dynasty or Ghulam dynasty ruled for 84 years, and Lodi dynasty ruled for 76 years, Sayyid dynasty ruled for 36 years, Khalji dynasty ruled for 30 years. That means this is a descending order of these clans. So as we know that if question will ask that as descending order of or ascending order of these dynasties they ruled in Delhi dynasty, so we can clarify very easily that Tughlaq dynasty ruled too much long and it ruled for 94 years. Then Mamluk dynasty for 84 years, Lodi dynasty 76 years, Sayyid dynasty 36 years, and finally 30 years of Khilji dynasty. So Khilji dynasty was very less tenure in this particular dynasty of Delhi. And Tughlaq dynasty was larger or longest dynasty in this particular area. Now we will discuss the second thing that now we will try to discuss on the nomination of this particular dynasty, how they have been nominated. So as we know that the very first clan or very first dynasty we studying in this Delhi Sultanate area, so this is called Mamluk dynasty or slave dynasty. So they ruled from 1206 AD to 1290 AD. We can also realize that there are many contradictions regarding the nominations of this particular dynasty, and finally many historians they given different kind of nominations or titles for these particular dynasties or clans. So some historian given title of slave dynasty, some called Mamluk dynasty, some called Imvari dynasty, and some called very first Turkish dynasty they established in Indian subcontinent. But whatever that will be, but we will see here that this is a clan that was established in Indian subcontinent, and this is very first clan or very first dynasty who ruled in Indian subcontinent as a direct control of a Western Muslim dynasty in Indian subcontinent. So this is very first dynasty that was established in Indian subcontinent is called slave dynasty or Mamluk dynasty. So we can recognize these dynasties with any separate name, but we can see here that these particular clans are particularly a part of this particular Delhi dynasty. And very special thing that we have to discuss that these all clans were not related to each other. They were not relatively they were not connected to each other, and they have no any connection with each other. But it is very clear that they were separate from their clans and their dynasties, but they established the separate dynasties, and these particular dynasties were recognized with their separate or particular names. As we know that Qutbuddin Aibak was related to a Qutbi clan or Qutbi tribe, so it is called Qutbi Vansh or Qutbi clan, and Iltutmish belonged to Shamshi clan, and Balwan belonged to Balwani clan. So here we will clearly differentiate that this Mamluk dynasty or slave dynasty can also be categorized in three specific categories. These are the slaves, these are the Mamluks, but they belong to a separate tribal background. Another thing we have to discuss that these particular rulers they were recognized as a slave rulers, and this is the reason that historian wanted to declare the title for this dynasty as a slave dynasty. But as we know that before this discussion we have to be very careful about that early three rulers, then Aibak, Iltutmish and Balwan were the direct slaves, but another 8 rulers apart from these three, they were not slave. Actually historian they separated or they differentiated categorized the name of Mamluk dynasty. So we have to be very careful about this word Mamluk, because Mamluk word is used for a particular individual who is slave, but there parents were not slaves. So directly we can see here that if a particular man who is slave, but their parents are not slave, so they were called Mamluk. But finally, when they colonized on this particular throne on Delhi Sultanate, but afterwards their generation, they were not slaved actually. So they were free generations. So we can see here very clearly that later on we can see here that next generation who who took birth after coronation of these kings, they were not slaves. They belonged to a particular elite class family and royal family. So they were not entitled to call slave. So very carefully we have to study about this clan here, that Delhi Sultanate first clan was called Mamluk clan, but three of them, Qutbuddin Aibak, Iltutmish and Balban, can be counted as a slave. But rest of their successors cannot be called slaves. So this is very clearly we have to be very clearly understand this thing. Another thing we have to discuss, that this particular word Mamluk is a Arabian language word. In this particular word, as we have already discussed, that the meaning of this word is that a particular man whose parents were not slave but he was a slave, so he was called Mamluk. So very first three rulers, they were counted in a Mamluk dynasty, and we will see here that historian Habibullah also prescribed this particular title Mamluk rulers for these titles, and this is a standard title for this particular clan. Now we will discuss on these particular rulers who ruled in this particular Mamluk clan or Mamluk dynasty. So these particular dynasty period was approx 84 years. In this tenure of 84 years, we can see here there are 11 rulers who ruled in particular time, that started from Qutbuddin Aibak. Qutbuddin Aibak started their rule as dynasty from 1206 AD to 1210 AD. After his death, Aram Shah, some historians was saying that Aram Shah was his son, but there is a much contradiction, but we will count it also. So 1210 AD to 1211 AD he ruled in this particular Khan. After it, son-in-law of Qutbuddin Aibak, Iltutmish, was appointed as a ruler in 1211 AD, and he ruled up to 1236 AD. After his death, his successor Ruknuddin Firuz ruled from 1236 AD to 1236 AD for some months. After his death, daughter of Iltutmish, Razia Sultana, ruled from 1236 AD to 1240 AD. After his decline, Muizuddin Behram Shah ruled from 1240 AD to 1242 AD. After him, Alauddin Masood Shah ruled from 1242 AD to 1246 AD. After him, new successor Nasiruddin Mahmud ruled from 1246 AD to 1265 AD. After his decline, a new ruler who grabbed this dynasty, he was Ghiyasuddin Balban, and he was successor, but he was not related to the particular royal family, and he started his rule from 1265 AD to 1287 AD. And after his death, his successor became Muizuddin Kakubad. He ruled from 1287 AD to 1290 AD, and after him, Qayyumars ruled from 1219 AD. So this is a particular clan and 11 rulers who ruled in this particular time period or in this particular tenure. Later on we will discuss on these particular names or these rulers separately. So now we move ahead with this topic of introduction of Delhi Sultanate. So we will see here that very first ruler who established Delhi Sultanate, he was Qutbuddin Aibak. He established his dynasty from 1206 AD to 1210 AD. And he was actually a Sepe Salar or governor of Muhammad Ghori. So he appointed him in this particular new dynasty area, who was captured by Muhammad Ghori. But especially I would like to tell you one thing, that most of these missions were controlled by Qutbuddin Aibak here in Indian subcontinent. So he was very first ruler who established dynasty in Indian subcontinent, because when Muhammad Ghori was returning towards his dynasty in Ghazni or Ghor, so when he was on the way, some tribe that was called Khokar, they killed him. So unfortunately or accidentally he was killed, so he could not continue his dynasty in this particular area. So now we will see here that Qutbuddin Aibak already was appointed as a governor, so he remained continued in Indian subcontinent as a governor of this particular dynasty. But as we know that actual founder of this particular dynasty was Iltutmish, who established this dynasty in 1211 AD to 1236 AD. Why we are calling him actual founder of this particular clan? Because Qutbuddin Aibak spent a very less time in this particular dynasty or clan, so he could not reform in this particular area, and he was not able to establish or stable this particular area or his dynasty. After appointment of Iltutmish, he started some policies, some reformations in this particular area, and he started Iqta system, he started military system, he started monetary policy, and everything he started in Indian subcontinent. So that was why he was counted as a actual founder of this Delhi Sultanate, and he was the man who shifted his capital from Lahore or Lucknow to Delhi, because in the time of Qutbuddin Aibak, Lucknow or Lahore was the dynasty of Indian subcontinent or Delhi Sultanate. Now, historian K.N. Nizami said that Aibak framed a concept of Delhi Sultanate in his mind, but practically it was practiced by Iltutmish. Iltutmish established a Unitarian autocratic and monarchy dynasty in Delhi Sultanate. So he was called very first Turkish Sultan in Indian subcontinent who started Delhi Sultanate. Historian Minhaj ul Siraj said he was very beautiful, very intelligent and very competent person, and nobody can compete him. We can see here that Firoz Shah Tughlaq, when he declared his khutbah in Delhi, when he colonized, he quoted all the name of all the rulers who ruled in Delhi Sultanate, but he missed the name of Qutbuddin Aibak. So students, this is a very brief introduction of Delhi Sultanate. So I think you will now easily understand introduction of Delhi Sultanate, how it started in Indian subcontinent. So we will discuss in next topic, and the topic will be Qutbuddin Aibak. We'll start with Qutbuddin Aibak. Okay, thank you so much.